Feels good.
That's like Wade County.
Appreciate it.
Great to have you here, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Be here, brother.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations. You've been on fire lately.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Been feeling good. Been feeling good as of late.
What's been the easiest thing and the hardest thing?
I think really just coming into the league and getting a feel, for the high-level players for the first time is the biggest transition that's made it more comfortable throughout the season for me. Now I'm starting to see teams the second, third, and some of them fourth time now. So things are starting to slow down for me just because I'm seeing teams more and more.
Trae, I've never been a shooter. Oh, go ahead, Mr.
No, go ahead, Shaq.
I've never been a shooter.
Trae, go ahead, Shaq.
I've always been a prolific MF scorer.
You know what MF stands for? Most frequent.
Most frequent. So my question is, growing up, who was your inspiration? How did you become such a deadly shooter? And let the children know what it takes to become a deadly shooter. Because we have shooters in this league, but I think you, Curry, KD, guys like that, you guys are deadly shooters.
Yeah, for me, well, growing up, I was always like a wing player on my AAU team as a kid, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. I didn't really like dribbling at all, so I was just strictly a guy who really liked shooting. Was a big fan of guys like Steve Nash, even guys like Tony Parker. I was just never really a guy who liked handling the ball, but I love shooting, and that's why I feel like I was shooting so far is because people were growing. I was the same height, and so I was just trying to extend my range out further and further. But no, I've always been a big time shooter. Just 'cause I always worked on it and always tried to perfect that. So I just put in a lot of time in.
Trae, when Vince Carter was making his NBA debut, you were 5 months old, and now you're teammates. He's 42. What's the most important thing you've learned from him, either something he's told you or just from observing him and how he goes about his business?
I've learned so much from VC. Whenever I found out this summer that he was going to be on my team, I was super thrilled. I knew I was going to be learning a lot from him. He's taught me so much as far as off the court on how to handle media, hype coming in. He was a 5th pick, traded as well, just like me. So he's been able to teach me so much, and I know I bug him a lot with questions. So.
Well, what do you ask Vince Carter?
There's things. Early on in the season, I wasn't playing really well, wasn't shooting the ball good, and I just was asking him like how he was handling it, times that he wasn't going and playing his best basketball, and things that he saw in my game that I could continue to get better at, or things that I just needed to focus on. So just little things like that.
Well, Trae and I talked this summer. We're going to see, and for a show produced called Ready for the League. And so I had a question for him. It's a money question. So now you're here, so I'm going to see if you pass my test. I gave Trae $1 million. And I said, what's the first thing you're going to do with that $1 million?
This is figuratively.
Figurative. Yeah. No, but he was going to get it. Yeah. He was going to get it now. Right?
I know.
So what's the first thing you did with your $1 million?
Put some in the bank.
Because of taxes, right? Because right away, that was the question. And first he said, "Oh, I'm gonna get my mom a house." I was like, "No," because Uncle Sam's taking you in the highest tax. That's $500,000. Yeah. And that showed how $1 million was really only about $200,000 in cash. We just broke it down. And so the education.
It was a little bit more than that.
A lot more. No, I'm talking about for him to spend, because after he gets his mom a house, he pays his agent fee, he pays Uncle Sam, it's really cash-wise like $200, $250 cash after you do some things you want. So that was, for me, I think, the education that I got, from the older players in the league, is the ability to, and I think Dr. J told you this. Moses and Dr. J, about the wealth that you're coming into and how to handle that is just as straining as learning how to be with your team.
You just got to learn no. Everybody wants to borrow money. You got to learn that. Yeah. I get 25 people a week. It's going to happen to you because you're going to make a lot more than I did. You're going to have so many people begging you for money every week. You just got to learn the magic word is no.
And I said that the same thing about, last thing I'll say about the magic low in the locker room for a point guard is no. Because how do you be on a 3-on-2 and you have John Collins, who's a great dunker, and Vince Carter, who was a great, and you have to tell one of them no. And as a point guard, that was the thing I had to learn, to tell a great player no.
How is you have to learn to manage your time? Because I think people don't understand, like people when you're in the NBA,
They're like, what's your day like? You there at the gym like 5, 6 hours? I'm like, nah, we practice like an hour a day, and then you got the rest of the day off.
Yeah.
How have you been?
That was a lazy team. We did.
No, well, you only at the gym a couple of hours a day. So how have you? Because like when you're in college, you got to go to class and all that other stuff. How have you able to manage the time?
Yeah, for me, I'm very, very low key, very laid back. I'm a big movie guy, so like anytime a new movie's coming out. I mean, Captain Marvel's coming out, the new Medea movie came out. Like I'm always in the movie theaters. I mean, I'm not a big video game. My little brother and my siblings are always around, so I'm a very laid back guy. I like chilling around the house and doing things like that.
What's the 5 best movies you ever seen?
Oh, first, He Got Game, my favorite movie of all time. I'm a big Superman movie, any of the Supermans. Loving basketball. There's too many movies.
No Space Jam?
No, Space Jam.
No Kazam?
No Kazam?
Yeah, Kazam. I'll throw Kazam.
Trey, every now and
learning
then,
already.
Every now and then, a young guy comes to the team and he's the best player. Now, we all know from experience, when you're the best player, people automatically say you're the leader of the team. So my question to you is, with you being the leader of the team, I do think it's your team, do you have problems talking to veterans, getting in their faces?
I mean, no. No, I don't have a problem with it, but at the same time, I have to be able to take criticism as well. I'm a big guy and believer as far as vocalizing your opinion, whether you're right or wrong, just vocalizing it, moving on past it though after, and just getting better. So I mean, me being a point guard, I have to be able to vocalize and talk to my teammates.
Well, you know, most people gave the Rick of the Year away about 2-3 months ago, and you are making a strong push to make this thing go down to the wire.
Yeah.
Congratulations. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's been good. I like it. But right now, I'm focused on just continuing to play the way I've been playing, and all that's going to take care of itself. I'm having a lot of fun right now, and if I continue to play this way, I mean, who knows how the end of the year will be.
Hey, everybody was watching the video of the other night when you guys were playing Chicago.
Yeah.
And you had already picked up one technical, and then you drain a 3 in Chris Dunn's mug, and you were staring at him, looked like he had his back turned to you, but you got teed up there and then tossed.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me your side of that and how stunned you were as you turned there.
Don't get fined. Don't
Yeah,
get fined.
that's another. I mean, for me, I was just having fun and playing with emotion. I mean, I always do that. I mean, if I'm in a groove or if I'm playing well, get on a little hot streak, I'm just having fun, having a little bit of flair. And I mean, I made a 3 and just looked, and I didn't say a word. And I think that's what I said back.
Do you have a good stare?
Yeah, I think I do.
Because this guy, Shaq, at one point, while on our show.
That was bogus.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Shaq had a staring contest with this fan in Oklahoma City. It was just riveting television, as you can tell.
Oklahoma people know how to stare.
Yeah.
Me and Kenny said Dumb and Dumber.
Well, at least Shaq was only dumb.
Yeah. So
Trae,
I think we get the idea on that.
you want to see a grown man run around the studio?
I thought you guys were going to have. I thought you were going to have a stare off with Trae.
I can't beat Ice Trae.
You know what? I do have one thing to add that I was.
You want some of this, Trae?
I'll see. Ready?
All right, hold
Are we
on.
ready?
What's your favorite nickname first? Ice Trae, Trae TL?
I like Ice Trae.
All right, ready? Let's go.
Here we go.
Go.
Riveting television at its best. Wow. Trae Young, the rookie from Oklahoma. Shaquille O'Neal, LSU.
Veteran Hall of Famer.
He blinked.
Nah, look at hold on. We doing a blinking contest or a stare contest? Ah, man.
Oh, blinking contest.
You got me.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, Shaq. Your eyes is watering though.
No, it is water. He does that all the time. But I do
That's the
want to
trick.
add
That's the trick.
the most
That made water come
interesting
on my
thing
eye.
that you said. I've never heard a rookie tell me in 20 years of television. Never heard. I asked him. I said, "Well, what would you like to do in your rookie year?" And then, you know, most guys are like, "Oh, I want to make all rookie team. He said, "I want to do something that no one has ever done in history."
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, that's a bit different."
Yeah.
That was a bit different.
In your rookie year.
That someone that never done it in the history of the game.
What'd you say, Chuck? Yeah,
Never heard that. Because what you did,
mean?
everybody did your rookie year. Did you even make all rookie team?
No.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember, but I came in with Michael Jordan, Kim Olajuwon, Sam Bowie.
I'm just saying, man.
Trae Young, thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Nice try.
Great
Appreciate it.
job.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Coming back with more on Inside the
Trae
NBA.
TL, Ice Trae.
It's presented by Kia.
I like Trae TL.